G'day everyone, Rach here from Inky Planners. Welcome to an inking part of the program. I have had this on my mind for a while, but I've just had other videos that I needed to do, and it's finally got to the top of the list. I want to see if within my current stash of fountain pen ink samples I can match the bold, I guess, I don't know the correct term because I'm only an Erin Condren newbie, but the colourful monthly tabs I want to see if I can match with fountain pen ink that I currently own. Oh dear, excuse me. So I have grabbed some dots that match the monthly colours. I have my ink swatch book, and I also have my planner, and hopefully we can find some colours. I did have a quick look, spoiler alert, and I think we'll be okay, but I'll show you how I kind of made it work, or matched colours rather, and then I will find all the colours and pull them because that's an absolute mess. And then we will actually swatch on here. I have actually, since I had this thought to do it, I have already done September, and it is already in a pen, and when it comes time to filling that out I'll show you. But the rest of the time, the rest of the samples will be done with my Kakamori dip pen. So now it was a case of going through and trying to find, so okay, it's probably easier if we actually start the way the colours are. So we'll start with July in my little ink swatch. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. I actually found it was easier to run the swatch book under the tab and just have a look at what matches what I like. And I think I'm going to look at maybe two options with the exception of September, because I'm happy, unless it really looks bad against the dot, with what I've chosen for September. So I quite like this Moonman Inks Drizzle for July, and I think the other one that spoke to me the best is a Ferris Wheel Press Stroke of Midnight. So I think those are the two I will pull, and I feel like I should write this down. Where's that big sticky note? Because otherwise I'm going to have to watch the video. So we will go for Moonman, and I haven't spelled that right, but that's okay, I know what I mean. Drizzle and Ferris Wheel Press Stroke of Midnight. Just ignore my spelling mistakes in the interest of trying to be quick. So yellows, I have only got, certainly swatched here, 3 yellows, but I think we're okay, because I thought that this first one, even though it's got some variation in it, on the whole I felt that that was probably, I don't know, now I'm second guessing myself. This one is not, it's too bright, and also I know I don't like writing with this. This is Ferris Wheel Press Freshly Squeezed Sunshine. It's too hard to read. So maybe we will actually look at the Diamine Inkvent Three Kings. I actually think that might be better than the Warringal. So we're only going to, whoops, I didn't know I had stuff sticking in there. I'm only going to look at one, and it'll probably have to do until I have more yellows and we can update. Diamine 22, Three Kings. Okay, then September I've done. So we're then on to October, which is luckily on the same page. I was kind of hoping it would be I quite like this Hairbin Orange Indian, but I don't think that works. So just running the tab. Actually, that colourverse looks very good. I think the two I hadn't thought about that colourverse. Or those others on the line are not right. I actually like that colourverse. We'll take two and we'll try them. So we'll have colourverse V2 Rocket and Diamond 22 Flame. Alright, November. I think this is a little bit more trickier. I think I might struggle with the November. I haven't looked at this. No, I think these are just not the right shade. What's Ocean? No. Would have to be that, wouldn't it? It's on the next page. These are all sort of getting into the wrong shade of blue now. I don't know how it's going to work because I'm not a big fan of writing with this Noodler's Dostoevsky. I used to be able to say that, okay. What is that rainy day like? I think that I don't quite have a good blue match for November. Those are all too dark. I think those are getting too green. We might try the rainy day as well. So we'll have Noodlers. I'll put DOS Toy. Colourverse. Rainy day. Okay. December. If you see something better, feel free to shout it out. Okay. Those are two olivey. So I think it's be something on this page. Oh, that's right. So yeah, actually either of those. Any of those three. Alright, so I like these three here, but we're not going to test three, so I'm going to take two. And it is December, and I really like the Water Dragon song. So we'll try that. Ancient song. I'll just call Water Dragon, I'll know what that means. And Colourverse Albert. Alright, January. I think these are all a bit too green. I need to get a bit more blue. That's not too bad actually. I'm picking I'm going to go for Ferris Wheel Press Bluegrass Velvet. And Diamine Aurora Borealis. I'll just call it Aurora to Aurora B. Pink. Did I just bump the tripod pod? Sorry. I don't have a lot on this page. That Robert Oster Hot Pink is quite good. I think these are all too. Is that right? I think pink is going to be best of a bunch. I was going to say bad bunch, but they're not a bad bunch, it's just they don't tend to match that well. That actually works quite well too. And take that Colourverse again. What's that called? Lights on. We'll try the Robert Oster Hot Pink too. Okay, March. Those two might work for March. What do we think about those? I think this Ferris Wheel Press Hampton Harbour Stage is quite good. We'll try both of them, but I think that's probably what I'm favouring. And Warringal. Secret Garden. So that's March. April. I think this is going to have to be a close approximation as well. Oh. I feel like that's the best option. I think we're going to take that one. I think the rest of the purples are not quite right. So we've got Diamine 22, Memory Lane. May. May, there are not a lot of options because I probably wouldn't go for ink quite this light. But the two that I'm thinking, another Moomin and a Urban. Bingdi Lotus and J. I'll show you the name of that one. I'm not even going to try and pronounce French. And then June, I think, is the last one we need to do. I think there's not enough blues in any of those. Oh, that's right, I was thinking it's quite a bit dark though. Oh, if I've been having you out of shot, that would be good. I'm thinking these two here potentially for the... I should have been looking in the camera a bit more. That one looks quite good actually in the camera. We'll try both of those. Another diamine. And a Robert Oster Elf's Cap. Okay, so what I'm going to do is switch you off for a bit and pull all the inks, and then we will create a swatch and see what we think. My cover's coming off. Okay, back in a mo. Okay, I'm back. I have pulled all the inks that were on the list that we looked at before, and I think I've got them in the right order. I went through, I don't think you can see, oh yes you can in the red, went through and put all the months down beside, so hopefully we've got this right. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to swatch them, and then we'll have a look at the closeness of them after that. I have got a timer set because it's getting on in the afternoon. I've got stuff in the oven, so this will be an edited video of various clips, so I'll go as long as I can go, then I'll go and deal with that, put the battery back in to be charged, come back and finish off. So let's crack on. So we are looking at January, and the first one I'm going to swatch is Diamine's Aurora Borealis. I don't know how the camera's going to do some... Are you going to unblur? Is there too many things for you to look at? Okay, we're not going to unblur. Sorry about that. Oh, Rachel. Jeez. I could not find, I have a feeling I have actually given to my sister the other empty ink vial tray that I've got. Okay, can we get in without getting too much mess on the side? Alright, so we might just do... How are we going to do this to fit everything in? I should have thought about that a little bit more, spaced it a bit more. Okay. That might be a little bit too dark. This is Diamine. Oh, now that it's drying a little bit. That was my concern. I could tell on the paper it was feathering. Okay, now can I put all these out of the way? I haven't got enough room. Okay. So the next one we're going to try for January is Ferris Wheel Press Bluegrass Velvet. That's actually not, I don't know how well it, because the screen is quite small up here. That's not too bad. It's a little bit darker than the January dot from Planner Kate, but otherwise the colours are right. This possibly is not. There's enough ink on there that we could use. We'll just come over a little bit. And again, the colour's not bad on that either. Both of those aren't bad, but I thought, this is going to muck up my whole idea anyway. I thought Erin Condren paper was okay for fountain pens. Or maybe it's just because these are swatches. Alright, February. We have got Robert Oster's Hot Pink. Might be a bit too pink. Yeah, it's not the right pink. Interesting. Okay. And the other choice I had is Colourverse Lights on Ceres. Actually, that on this paper, that Robert Oster isn't bad against that dot. I will, at the end, lift it up and give you a more of a close-up view than what you are getting now. So this is the Colourverse. That's probably a bit too dark. It's about the American way. I think that Robert Oster Hot Pink is a good match on this paper. Actually, both first two options are pretty good. Okay, so now we're moving on to March. And we've got Ferris Wheel Press Hampton Harbour Sage. I'm just abbreviating because of space. That's not a bad choice for March, I have to say. Alright, and then Warringal's Secret Garden. Both of those are good contenders, actually. Alright, now April. April, we've got only one choice, which is this Diamine ink vent from 2022 Memory Lane. It's got some shimmer in it. I'll see if I can try and pick some of that up. Who's getting the new Diamine ink vent for this year? Me, I hope. Wow, that's a good match too. Memory Lane. What are we doing? 16 minutes to go. No, 18 minutes to go. And then May, we have two choices. Where are we? Moonman, I will show you. Will it please focus? Focus, focus, focus. I'm not sure how I make the camera focus. It's got too many other things that it's focusing on. There we go. So, Bindi Lotus. Slightly off on colours. I'm going to get ink everywhere, aren't I? This is Moonman. Possibly a bit dark, but let's see what happens when it's dry. And then the second choice is come on, camera. Too many other things it's focusing on. I don't want to have to try and speak French. French is not. Nope. It's a French name. Ruelle d'Acre. D'Anker. There's an N in there. I do like these little bottles. Rouilledancre. I think both of those are probably a touch too dark for me. But we'll see what happens when they dry a bit more. Right, June. So we've got Robert Oster's Elf Cap. Might be a bit bright. I think it's Elf's Cap, but I've just put Elf Cap. That's alright. And all what I've got. And Diamine Magical Forest, which has got a bit of shimmer in it, if I can pick some of that up. Yeah, that elf cap's not right. And this is probably too dark. What have we got? Diamine. Oh, but there's shimmer in it. $13 till the bell goes off, because I quite like to not have the bell go off while I'm trying to do this, because I'll go zit. Alright, July, navy blue. So the first up, Ferris wheel press stroke of midnight. I don't think it's a shimmer, but just give it a little mix anyway. Go all over the pen. Jeez. What are we? Ferris wheel press. That's not bad on initial inspection. I actually think the choices so far have been pretty good. There's only a few that are, now that they've been put next to the sticker, are not right. Alright, so the other option for July I have got is Moonman Inks Drizzle. Alright, September. Now, where is, because I've already got, it's not September, it's August. I've already got September's done. Okay, so we have got Diamine, this must be 2022 again, Three Kings for August, which is probably not going to be quite on the money, because I didn't have many to choose from, but let's test it out and see. I know what I didn't look at. Diamine, and it's the only one I'm doing, isn't it? Three Kings. It's a bit darker, wet anyway. Let's see what happens when it dries. Alright, September I've already chosen and I've been using, and it's Noodler's Socrates. Be interesting to see what it's like. But I've been using it anyway, and I'm quite happy. Noodlers. Socrates. It's actually a bit brighter. Anyway, I'll just move that out of the way. What have we got? 9-10 minutes. 6 inks. Can we do it? October, orange. Colorverse V2 Rocket. Oh, don't knock any of those off. Okay. Been a while since I've had inky fingers. And the other choice was Diamine, 2022 Diamine Inkvent Flame. That's a standard ink. not put the ink lid on. This is a bit bright. Okay. November, we have got, well, we'll do this one first, Colourverse Rainy Day, because I know the other one's not going to be very nice to use with my dip pen. Noodler's Dostoevsky, and I do recall the last time I swatched this, which was probably when I got it. It was an absolute nightmare, so I am not looking forward to it. So I'm quite pleased that Rainy Day looks alright. Well, that's going to make a right old mess there somewhere. Let's get rid of that. It absorbs into the paper really quickly. See how it spreads out? I don't know if you can see that. It just spreads out from point of contact. So I'm not really a fan of it. I'd hate to see what the back looks like, but we will do that at the end. Let's get these last two done before the alarm goes off. 6 minutes. And then I will stop and go and deal with the kitchen, and then come back and we will do the one thing I've remembered and have a look at how this ink looks once it's dried. How were my choices? So this is, I really like this ink. This is an ink I would definitely like a bottle of. I didn't mix it enough. I hope I did anyway. This is Ancient Song, Water Dragon Song, and it's a lovely green with a shimmer in, and I'd be very happy if this was the match. Is it an excuse to buy a bottle? Quite possibly. Ancient Song, Water Dragons. Alright, and the last colour, Colourverse Albert, but that's a very good match. That's a very nice match. I'm very pleased with that one. Colourverse Albert. Okay, so what I will do is stop you for a moment, deal with the kitchen, and then we will be back for the last bit. Back in a mo. Okay, I had a thought as I was in the kitchen. One of the places I did not look for inks was, oh, where is it? The Diamine, the 2023 Diamine ink vent, and I found 3 colours that might work. So I thought I'd add those 3 in. So Fortune's Gold, Cashmere Rose, and Glacier. So I'm thinking August, February and November. So we'll do those quickly, and then we'll have a little look up close and see. And I think overall the guessing hasn't been too bad actually. Let's just give those both a little bit of a, they've been sitting all year. And I haven't actually put these in. I've been very remiss on my inking. I haven't put the 2023 ink vent in the colour families. I'm not sure about the actual manufacturing families. I'd have to look. So let's see how we go. So this is Fortune's Gold. Diamond 23, Fortune's Gold. I can see the gold. And put it back up the top. Okay. Cashmere Rose. No, it's just a standard ink. I'm going to actually do it on this side. And Glacier, which I thought might be a little bit lighter than these two that I had chosen for November, but until we test it we won't know. And I'll do the same thing. Oh, look at that shimmer. Okay, let's get these things out of the way and let's have a closer look. I have still got a whole lot of ink that I haven't even swatched yet, so this might be an ongoing project. So let's start up the top. You gonna focus? That's a bit better. I'm thinking of these two. The Diamine Aurora Borealis is probably, they're both pretty much a much of a muchness. That's a nice use of words, isn't it? For January I think both of those would work alright. For February I don't think any of these three actually are that great. Where is February? Let's get that out of the way. Let's just look at that. What I think is that both the Robert Oster Hot Pink and Colourverse are a little bit too bright, and possibly Cashmere Rose that we've just done now is a little bit too dull and maybe just not the right shade of pink. So that's something to work on. For March, I think, for me, I think the Wearingall's Secret Garden, so the second one, I think is a better match than the Ferris Wheel Press. April, Diamine Memory Lane, I think that's not too bad for a sort of a violety colour. Where is April? May, I think both are a shade too dark, but I think either would work. And personally for me, I suspect if I was to have an ink colour the same shade as May, it's probably going to be too light to write with. So I would probably go with either of those. June, I think of the two, it would be Magical Forest. I think the Elf's Cap is a little bit too brighty neon versus this colour swatch. July, I think either of those actually would be fine. So Ferris Wheel Press Stroke of Midnight. Where's me pointy thing? Stroke of Midnight or Moomin Inks Drizzle. I don't know if it's just going to get blurry again. There is actually some shimmer in that swatch, but I don't know that you'll see it enough. For August, wow, can you see this? I can see it as I move it. Look at the shimmer in that. The 2023 Diamine Fortune's Gold is lovely. And I would almost say it's just a little bit brighter than Three Kings and probably would be better. I apologise now, the camera's in the way. Goodness me. I thought Noodle Socrates was a good match, but actually looking at it like this, it's not quite. But I'm sticking with it for now, and I'll just work on that. The October oranges, probably Colourverse V2 Rocket is a more closer match than Diamine Flame. That's a bit more neon-y, I think. November, how's the new one? Wow, can you see here, right on the edge of the page, is that showing up? If I just move the whole, I don't know if you can see any of the shimmers. I do actually think, well, first of all, I probably wouldn't use this. I need to just get rid of this ink because it just feathers so much. I just don't like it at all. I've got cat fur, or is that an eyelash? I think the Colourverse Rainy Day is a touch too dark, so probably the Diamine 23 Glacier is possibly a good match. And then for December, I am quite pleased to announce that Water Dragon Song by Ancient Song is probably the better match. In fact, a really good match, whereas Colourverse is just a little bit too yellowy green and neon-y. And if I put that down, the lighting's going, which is why you can now see the camera. I think that was a fun experiment. This, however, is not a fun experiment. To be fair, most of the colour you can see is these squares, but there is still bleed through on some of the writing. The one that you can't see, so you've got August and then you've got October. You cannot see, what month are we in? September. And that was the one with the fountain pen. So that line has worked all right. So possibly some of these other colours in a fountain pen without the saturation that you get from the dip pen would probably be okay. But otherwise... that's not fun. Still, it was a fun experiment. There are a few things to work on. A better pink to get for February. Maybe relook at the purples for September. Or would you say it's magenta? It's purple. Yeah, so there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've done something like this before, what colours have you chosen? Drop them in the comments below. Or if you haven't and you use Erin Condren, give it a go. And then let me know if you have, and I'll come and watch and see what colours you've chosen. Because, I can always buy some more ink. Alright, I will catch you again in another video very soon. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.